Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Hannah, and I am guest hosting the Quantum Alignment Show this week. My presentation today is all about the art of being who you are, and we will be journeying through the Quantum Human Design Chart and also really emphasizing and focusing on how you can create more peace and ease and feel more like you and live in a way that feels more authentic to who you truly are. Again, my name is Hannah. I am a mother to a crazy, energized, four-motored manifesting generator, a little girl named Lily, which is lots of fun. I'm a level 2 quantum human design specialist here. I'm also a holistic health coach and a Reiki master and a certified yoga instructor. And I combine my personal healing experience and journey of reconnecting to me and healing with my professional training and background to assist people and returning to the truth of what lives inside of them and a variety of different ways. So it's a little bit of background on me. I'm really excited to be here with you today, and we will just begin. So we hear this all the time, especially if you're in this community, who you are, your essence, your soul. And why is that even important? Why do we even bring so much awareness to this question or to this investigation? And for today's purposes, I want you to see yourself and tune into yourself, this beautiful light, as is a gift, as this gift that you are unwrapping and uncovering and peeling back these different layers and opening it up and seeing what's here and what's there and what's not meant to be here and what should be here, and focusing on really feeling what lives inside of you and how we can connect deeper to that. And why do we go through that? Why do we choose to go on that journey of rediscovering and reconnecting to ourselves? How can that journey and experience create more peace and substance and life and opportunity for the greater collective? So really emphasizing on focusing that this is not just about our own little personal journey and struggle and challenge, that this is connected to the greater, the all of it. And again, as we go deeper into the chart and human design, and if you are brand new to human design and you don't even really have an idea of your chart, that's totally okay. And this is a great place to begin. Because I want you today to see all of this as an opportunity for you to make space for the light that wants to live through you. And human design is just one pathway for us to create more space in the world, in our own little realities, in our communities, for more light to come in. Because it helps us connect to the essence that's trying to flow through us and you. And so seeing yourself as this vessel for freedom, as this vessel for space and for life to move through you, rather than feeling more confined or restricted or identifying with the next thing that's going to tell you who you are, tell you what to do, tell you what you need to do more of and what you should be doing less of. This isn't about creating more of that confusion or of that the next thing to even hide behind. This is about really merging with the substance that wants to flow through you, so that there can be more of a ripple of real joy and happiness and love that actually knows itself. It's not just going to continue to hide behind the next thing, or look at the next thing that's going to get you out of this, or the next thing that's going to make you manifest all these amazing things. This is a tool for you to feel more freedom and space, and to feel more at ease and more at peace. So I want to invite you into that perspective, that mindset as well, so that we can be tuning into all of this with that space of openness in our heart, and appreciation and love. So now that we've really been like, okay, I'm this gift. I am a gift. I'm a gift. Maybe I don't know what's there. Maybe I don't know what's inside, but I'm a gift. Okay, great. Got it. That also brings us to the human design chart as the gift, as this tool. You may hear the word tool, roadmap, blueprint, and seeing the mergence there of the two, of you as this beautiful gift that just gets to uncover who you are, and feel that and find that and express that. And then the human design chart as this great companion who gets to come alongside you and say, hey, you're probably a little shooken up. Maybe you don't really know what's going on around you. Maybe it's been a rough path, and let's bring you a little bit of breathing room so that you can click and connect to and feel more sanity, even, or peace. So, and the chances are, if you're here, if you're watching this, you already have some tools in your tool belt, of what makes you reconnect, or what makes you feel like you again. Maybe that's movement or meditation or gardening or art, or we have likely gravitated towards things that bring us that sense of, I can exhale, here I am. And so this is a great purpose of the chart as well, is to kind of allow us to return to the truth and help us remember, and really like embed it as like this cellular memory that's already there, just waiting to wake back up, and say, okay, oh yeah, I am here. Even if the total outside circumstances are chaos, or I feel like there's nothing inside of me, or I feel like I just don't know what to do, we can have something. And it helps to have a visual. It really helps to have a visual to look at and be like, oh, okay, I can't be completely nothingness, or I can't be completely emptiness, because we can see how much is actually available to you and accessible and alive and wants to move through you, through the chart, through human design. And so my little question, so when do you need the reminder? Like, when are the times in your life where you're like, nothing is making sense, or maybe there's been a big change in your work life or your relationship or family stuff, or you're just physically not feeling good. So when we all have times when we're like, yes, I need the reminder of the truth now, thank you, that would be great. So when are those times? What are you doing currently during those times? What could help you feel more stable during those times? And what helps you reconnect already? And so we can see this as the next, or not the next, because it's not to get fanatical and obsessive and, oh my gosh, I need to have all these things to make me feel better. This can be this nice companion. I want you to really see it as this gift, as this companion for you to, again, be creating more space for you to feel yourself and to bring that into the world. Okay, and today we're not going to get too deep into the profile types and the energy types, but for the sake of our show here, I want you to, and again, if you don't know, and if you're brand new and you're like, I'm learning this, then this is a beautiful place to begin. But in terms of really feeling into the art of being who you are, when we get to discover our energy type and our profile, in human design language, it's like equipping ourselves with the art supplies. It's like, okay, I'm gonna build this really cool mosaic or painting, and so I'm gonna need some brushes and some oils and some paper or canvas or whatever. That's what we're doing when we're like familiarizing ourselves with, oh, this is my energy type. This is how I'm designed for energy to move through me. and you get to see how much freedom can come when we are authentically picking up the right tools and picking up the right positions in our life to put us in, so that we can feel fulfilled, we can feel at peace, because we deserve to feel those things, we deserve to feel them. And if you, maybe you've had the experience of living 30, 50, 10 years in a certain mode of operation, and then you meet your chart and you're like, oh my gosh, it all makes sense, because I've been burnt out, I'm getting sick, I feel like dying all the time, something's got to be off here. And then we meet this, we're like, oh, I'm trying to make a painting with crayons, it's not working, and it's okay to see that and shift. And so when we meet our energy type, and we begin to refamiliarize yourself with it, meaning what am I in terms of this, and how can I rearrange my world to feel more connected to and familiar with how, I don't know if you can see me when I move my mouth, maybe you can, how energy is meant to be moving through me. And then practicing and experimenting with that, and seeing what shifts and seeing what clicks. And so this is a really powerful way to open yourself up to that, is to just even meet your energy type and say, oh, hey, this is great to meet you. So for the initiator, we get to really remind ourselves of that incredible ability to act, to get the ball rolling, to inspire others into action. Like, what a gift that is. And then the generator and the beautiful mastery curve that comes with building and working and growing and truly being the builder of the world that gets to turn more inspiration, more light into form. And again, with the time bender and the MG, very similar path of the hybrid of the two. So there's really so much that we can access just simply by giving ourselves more of a chance to click into the way the energy wants to move. And then the calibrator, I don't know if we've got any calibrators here, the beautiful barometer of the collective, the amplifier, the sensing, the intuitive draw of, this is the potential of humanity, let's spread it. And then the orchestrator, that compelling wise force that wants to guide and lead and really help us rewire and reintegrate the collective grid. What a gift. Again, what a gift. And then also the lines and the profiles, I'm not going to get too deep into them. But just wanting to invite you, even if you've known your chart, or you're simply needing it, to just really see how you can send more appreciation to what you are here, beginning now. Let's see. There we go. Okay, now we're going to look at definition in the chart. And this is the energy that we get to radiate out into the world. This is what we are equipped with. And the way that other people can feel us or sense us or pick up on us. And when you, again, see it through the perspective as, I am transmitting light through me, there's something that wants to move through me. And this is the way my soul selected this to be emanated. There's such a beauty and appreciation for what we have defined. And yes, we do technically have all of the chart, but the way in which the openness and the definition meet and merge just sends us so much awareness for what we have. And that's something I want us to also really feel and focus on, is what we have within us. And again, to come back to those times when we're like, nothing's making sense, it's not clicking, I must be insane. Well, you can't be insane, and you can't be too far off, because you are equipped. Um, and this is the beautiful chart with the quantum names, which are just so lovely. And we're not going to go too deep into each of them, but we just will remember that each center has a different purpose and a different meaning behind it, a different role to be transmitting, to be giving. Okay, and so my questions for you here are already, like, in whether you know or you aren't familiar with your chart or you're well practiced in it, what do you feel yourself radiating out into the world? Or what are the things or the juice that you're like, oh, if only I knew a way how to blood this, if only I could feel more of this. To start really exploring those areas and what you're already feeling, and seeing how you can give more space for those parts to be seen and recognized and understood and appreciated. And so this is a great way for you to begin to, maybe for the first time, meet who you truly are, meet some authenticity, and have that experience of, oh yeah, this is me, or this is what I actually feel like. Does feel like truth to me. And knowing that there are infinite possible ways for you to express this out into the world. And that's the question of, how do you wish to take shape? So you're given all these beautiful gifts. What are you going to do with it? What do you want to do with it? Where is it going to go? How do you wish to express it? And feeling that sense of freedom behind the definition here in the chart. And when we go to definition, we are also going to meet the counterpart of openness, and seeing how each plays an important role, the definition and the openness, and the beautiful dance of the two that creates you in terms of this in terms of human design. And so the role of openness in the chart is to amplify the energy around it. And it's always brewing, it's always feeling and picking up what's around, and that can be through the planetary energies, that can be through the people that you are close with, and seeing that this creates so much space to experience the wide variety of energy. And that can be through, each of these has a unique place for a variety of energy to be experienced and expressed. And when you explore your chart and you say, oh wow, I get to pick up all of these different emotions and emotional energy, and see how that gets to flow through me, and I get to experience that. And it's never, oh, I'm cursed with this, oh great, now I got to deal with this, and I'm gonna, it's, wow, I get to experience that, how amazing. And there's so much relief and freedom and learning about this and saying, oh, I'm not crazy, oh, I make sense, and seeing more than the sense, but the actual gift that that you hold in your design. And the beautiful thing about this too is that there's, okay, I'm going to actually go to the next one. And we'll talk about this in conditioning too, when we get to that, which I believe is next. And the beautiful thing with this is we can have that experience of releasing what is not truly you. And we get to ask ourselves, am I identifying with what is around me, with what I'm picking up? How am I holding on to that? How am I possibly identifying with something that I am not, but I've just been absorbing it for so long that I thought it was me. It turns out it's not me. Freedom, openness is created. And then also with the openness, it's not just about, oh, I get to take in all these things and then I have to clear it out and figure out how to get rid of it. Oh, great. Why would I want that? There's so much wisdom that comes in, because we are little sensing and picking up the things that are flowing around, and we get to learn, we get to observe the variety that is being experienced. And so do I respect the wisdom in that, or am I still seeing it as like, oh, this is great, I don't know what to do with this, oh no, I wish I didn't have this? Or no, I respect the wisdom that has come to me through having this variety and openness journey. And then the openness, there's that choice again of how am I going to express this? How am I going to choose to feel this? Do I get to just take it in and then react and then freak out and then forget and then hold on and then ouch, that hurts, that doesn't feel good? So remembering too that we have a choice with our open centers and how we journey through with the energy that comes to us. Okay, I want to move into conditioning now. And I say cracking away conditioning, and I want us to look at this picture. What is this? This is ice. This is frozen water, which is ice. And so we all have inside of us parts that have been frozen and stuck and installed and can feel very deeply hardwired. And that comes through the variety of sources here, which we will get into, but also, you know, on a real, physical level, we have the memories of the past embedded in the body. We have what we grew up with. We have the generational, ancestral, genetic coding of 14 generations back inside, and all of this density, we can call it density, that has been frozen, right? We have it in here. And then the art of deconditioning is allowing that to melt, the ice, the frozen parts that are like, it feels so stuck, it feels like I'll never get over it, it feels like it's just in here, it feels like I don't even know why I'm thinking this, but I believe this, or I don't even know where this came from, but here it is. We have the opportunity to allow that ice to melt and to return to this fluid, watery state where it can then rediscover the form it's meant to take. And that's what's beautiful about this, is we get to see that and see the relief in that. And even if it, you know, I'm sure we all have our things that feel like this is just, it's stuck inside of me, or I don't know how to get out of it, or I don't know what to do. Through human design, we can explore and see if we can identify possibly a source of where that hardness, that conditioning may come from. And then we can gently allow it to melt and to remember where it's meant to be. And the chart helps us see that and see where you may have picked up or absorbed or hardened into this place, that ultimately is a mask, and that ultimately is a false sense of you. And it's not to judge that. It's not to say, oh my God, I just have all these things and now I'm like, how am I ever going to get out of it? It's to observe it and say, wow, if this is all here, I wonder what it's going to be like when it takes its true shape. And that's where the design comes in, and we get to say, oh, this is how I'm intended to take shape. This is how I want to feel. This is what actually feels good to me. And now I'm going to translate all of this frozenness back into water and let it find its form again and feel the freedom in that. And so openness, in terms of the chart, when we have open centers and people around us or possibly family members are defined in that area, and we are absorbing their energy and taking that in, we can begin to identify and then believe, oh wait, that's me. That's my emotional energy. That's my identity. That's, you know, those are my fixed beliefs, but that actually doesn't feel good to me. And ouch, it hurts. So it's making it that simple as really starting to, like I said, opening that gift up and being like, yeah, I don't know, and that just doesn't resonate with me. but it feels like it should. And knowing that that's okay to have the experience of both, having the experience of this doesn't resonate and it hurts. But I also know that there's something else that wants to be there, or there's a space that wants to be there. And so that's kind of how the conditioning comes through: the openness, the imprinting, the what you absorb through your family, through the generational energy patterns, simply what has been passed down through the DNA. And now we know that we get to shift on a cellular level what is possible for the next generation, for you to pass down, but also you to just hold and hold in your body and say, oh, you know, it was like this for 1,000,000 years or whatever, and now it's going to alter shape. And how beautiful is that, to watch something return to the truth? And similar with genetics and the design crystal, which is stored in the ajna here. That's where we contain possible memories of past lives and experiences that our soul may have reincarnated to learn and now clear from. But the whole purpose of this list is to really see how much of an opportunity there is for you to crack away and come back to who you are. And so that's this part of the art project. It's like, okay, let's erode away what we are not. And a little exploration and experiment you can do with yourself here is asking these 3 questions and keeping it very simplified. And again, really establishing a relationship with yourself so that you can go through this journey with you. But starting off with, is this true? You know, is this belief that I have to work in this way in order to make this money or have this family, that I don't actually want to have a family, but I'm conditioned into thinking that this is how I have? Is this true for me? And that can be revisited as many times as it needs to until the truth is remembered in the body and it's just there speaking. It's okay to have that journey of coming back to that and then feeling, oh yeah, this is truth. This is my truth. And another way to explore when we are exploring possible limiting beliefs or you know, the conditioning, also the mode of operation, right? Because that can be in an insane amount of stress, possibly operating in an energy type that you are not, or just operating from what you saw in the family, what was passed down, or what you picked up from around you. And then giving yourself the opportunity to come back into the body and say, does this actually feel good in my body? And if we've lived very ruptured from the body, if we've been disconnected, it can be difficult to get that answer. It can be difficult to allow ourselves to feel that, but that's why we give ourselves the time and the space to practice and say and see, like, does this actually feel good to me? To me as whatever your name is, you know, not to my this or to that societal thing or to this person who I thought I had to make happy, to me. And it's not about you, it's about transmitting more peace and love for everyone to feel that sense of freedom. And then, so does it bring me constriction or does it bring me space? Is it constricting my energy when I go into this thought, when I go into this the next opportunity? Do I just feel myself clenching and going, I really wish I didn't have to do this, but I know I should do this? Or is it opening me up to what feels like more of my soul just journeying and going to the next place where I'm meant to be? And trusting that and feeling that in that space that can open when we allow ourselves to crack away that conditioning and come and bring that real substance to life here. Okay, before we move on, I want to kind of bring all that together and to help with that, like, edging away of like, oh, this isn't me, but it doesn't, no, I don't want to feel good. we can enhance the essence that is here. Because a lot of the times, as we're going through this process and rediscovering or learning how to bring in more of this life, we can forget what's already here, or we can smush down what is here, because that what is here has never actually had the room or the space to breathe and to live and to express. So this is what I call the essence enhancement. And that is looking at the definition and the stuff that's contained and wants to be moving, and moving through the amazement, the amplification, and then the action. And the amazement is simply literally being like, wow, this is amazing. And that's not just for when you're feeling like yourself, or that's not for when you're just picking up on something that's positive. It's literally being in amazement of what you are experiencing, simply because you're existing. And whether that's extreme heartache or challenge or struggle or loss or grief, I'm amazed that I'm experiencing this right now, because I'm existing in this experience. It's pretty amazing that I am here. And then bringing that amazement to the parts of us that are trying to grow and live and be expressed. And it's like helping a child who's learning how to walk, and helping who's learning how to walk, and really stepping back and being like, wow, it's so incredible how this is all connecting together, how this is moving together. And the same, giving that same appreciation to you and the parts of you that are receiving life. And that allows that experience of growth and self-development and discovery to amplify, because you're appreciating it rather than cursing what's not happening, looking at what's still not here. And naturally the child is going to feel more supported and safe to grow, to move, and to take action, then to evolve. And so this is something we can practice with our chart, and with where we are at in life, and just by starting here and bringing that sense of wonder and expansion to what's already here. Oh shoot, keep doing that. Okay. And then this is similar to connecting to that frequency of energy that will allow you to calibrate yourself and your chart in order to then be in that authentic expression, and attracting and gravitating the people and the things and the resources and the opportunities that will match you and meet you and give you that experience of then seeing yourself outside of yourself. But it begins by really stimulating that creative energy that is in your best interest, in the interest of authentic expression, in the interest of service, and allowing this to trigger those thoughts that are true, that are actually true, and then feel those feelings that feel good because it's your natural state. And then that allows you to bring in and receive what is meant for you from that place of, this is me, and it feels good and it feels right, and it's not rupturing from what we are, what we already have, in order to, get the next thing or do more or whatever. It's acknowledging where we are and feeling it from that place of, this feels good, and I'm going to stay in connection to myself rather than rupture it in order to make something happen faster, or get somewhere where we may not even want to go, but we think we want to go there because we're just so hungry to escape whatever it is that we don't have, or that we still think we need. So that comes from this place of appreciation and connection to ourselves. Okay, now we are going to tune into the gates. And this is the next component of the chart. And what I love about this is because even if you haven't really studied or gotten into the energies that you contain more on a human design level, it's very likely that you can pick up on what you hold simply by really tuning in to what's present inside of you. What is inspiring you? How are you communicating? What is driving you? What do you what are your values? What are you struggling with? We're looking also at the hurt, because both pieces give us so much information and feedback into you. And the gates, which, okay, just to go over this real quick, in the chart, and if you've never seen a chart before, we'll just simplify it. These half lines here, or I guess it's a line, but it's half of a channel. This is what we call a hanging gate. And then when two hanging gates connect, it creates the channel. And there will always be colors, right? It's either going to be black or red or both. And that simply tells us where in your life you will be, if that's more of your soul purpose, what your soul came here to learn, or if that's more of your life story as the character of blank, you will be experiencing this blank. So this is something that we look into deeper when we do a reading and we look into the chart and we see what's going on. But knowing that these are like different keys on a piano and they each have a different sound and a different expression. And when we really feel the power in that and the power that we have to, again, what we have defined as the transmitting out, is being sent out and radiating out into the world, we get to see just how much possibility there is there for expression. But like I said, it's fun to kind of explore yourself and see what you feel like, and then match up to, oh, wow, that's where this is being expressed. That's where this is coming from. And then helping that process of, well, we'll get into that next. Okay. and the beautiful part, and why I bring in the gates, is because, as we know, there are the true expressions and then the unbalanced expressions of the gate energies. And it's not to say that, we have the highs and the lows, and we allow ourselves to see the full spectrum there, and really understanding that there's such a purpose and intention for even when we are in the unbalanced state. And when we are in the unbalanced state of a certain energy, let's say it's like the gate 10, which was back here, which is self-love. And when we're in the unbalanced, it's, of course, it begins to self-hatred, self-defeat, blaming ourselves, blaming other people, and just completely draining ourselves of any loving energy that we contain. And so when you recognize, oh, this must be the unbalanced expression of that energy, how can I recalibrate myself to get back to the truth? And you can start to look around in your life and what you experience, and tune into, this may just be an energy that I get to experience. And I can recalibrate myself back into, in the terms of the gate 10, and this self-love, this love frequency that gets to be my creative energy, and fuel myself, and therefore those I interact with this beautiful energy of the love of self. How amazing is that? But if we just only knew that we are, that I'm just stuck in this self-hatred, and I make it all personal, and this is about, this is more of what I'm not doing, more of what I am, and when we just go down that rabbit hole of, it will be more blame and more suffering, then we would never even know that the freedom that exists on the other side of that. So it's important to see that we get to recalibrate, and when we experience the shadow side, and we therefore get to bring that back to its true expression and see the whole spectrum of it. And a way to help ourselves shift out of that and move into the truth is really connecting to what may be hurting, what actually may be in need of love or presence or attention and care. Um, and when we are seeing ourselves with that stance of, I am an innocent being and I am a gift and I am finding my way and opening up and rediscovering what's meant to be here, there's no room for that beating ourselves up for being a victim or for being not knowing what to do, because we see that even the victim state is really just a part of us that is trying to find its way, that's trying to learn where to go. And so we can feel that, we can appreciate that, and see the purpose of the highs and the lows, and really relating to both parts of our experience. Okay, so again, keeping that perspective of, wow, of it's so incredible that I even have the capacity to shift my state. It's so incredible that I can feel this way and I can also feel this way, and essentially they are just different colors on the same thread. That's amazing. I'm so grateful that I have the capacity to shift myself out of this false state of existence and back into the truth. And this allows us to see you, the one who is painting the picture, and also the entire picture. And that perspective gives you more ease and more freedom, because you're not so focused and obsessed with the next thing to blame yourself for, the next thing you're not doing, the next thing that's not manifesting. You're just looking at the full picture and seeing the purpose and intention for both pieces and both sides of the story. And that gets us into the story. And this is an exercise I do with my clients, and Karen talks about this a lot. This is a really big part of the quantum human design, and that is that the story you write, the story you're telling yourself, sets the tone and the direction for your life. And so what I do with people is I help them write the affirmative narrative. And this is simply the practice of telling yourself the truth, of writing out, this is who I am. This is my life right now. And it's from that place of authentic power. And we can draw from your chart. We can see the energies that are at play and your type and profile, and create beautiful artwork there. Of telling yourself the truth and seeing how that feels in your body. But the important piece here is it's not as simple as just reading the affirmation of, I am powerful, I'm great, I'm amazing. Those are important to help us calibrate our energy, but we also have to give the body a chance to integrate and catch up and we really remember. And so the more we work with the body and the mind that wants to interject and say, but wait, actually know this, you're forgetting about how much you suck over here, and this is actually your truth. And then we get to come in and lead the way with light, and really practice ourselves writing a script that is empowering and that is truthful, so that you have something to follow that is written in that higher frequency of truth, of love for who you are, and integrate all those parts that are like, no, but I still believe this, no, this, or no, this is my conditioning here. We can bring it all together and help you see more of what's possible. And again, this is setting the tone. We get to set the tone for for our life, and how much forgiveness drops in and grace drops in when you actually allow yourself to do this. Because it's highly likely a lot of us are still stuck in that sense of like, no, this is actually my life. No, this is my struggle. This is my challenge, and therefore it defines me. But when you allow yourself, and this is the G center here, the lovely G calibration center, with all the gates that carry those different energies that allow us to rewrite the script. I forgot what I was saying. But when we allow ourselves to, really just sync up with a script that is truthful and can therefore guide us and be that beacon, then that allows us to create more evidence in our actual world of seeing ourselves and seeing ourselves outside of ourselves, and then believing it more. And the more we believe it, the more we're going to see it. And the more we start to see it, the more everything opens up and feels like that freedom space. But it's important to help the body and the resistance that comes up and wants to step in and say, actually, you forgot about this and this. But this is a chance to really be in that forgiveness space too, in that space of grace and love for who you are, and allow that to open yourself up to a new reality that can serve you. Okay, I want to talk about pain for a little bit. We've all had pain. Maybe we are currently in chronic pain. Maybe we are in pain because we don't know what to do next, because we know what we should do, but we don't know how to do it. Or we could be in pain because we are living in a mask that's concealing our light from us seeing it and other people seeing it. And so I wanted to introduce you to the pain as the portal, and the chart as your companion through that portal, because and you can see here all these little ridges and hardness, and maybe that's the conditioning that you're cracking out of, but there's something there on the other side. And so the pain that we experience in our lives, once we are connected to human design, and once we can get some awareness around our life path and our soul and the intersection of the two, the experiences we have, it's not to say they're not going to hurt. It's not to say that it's going to, all feel great and woohoo. It's just going to feel, there will be a sense of ease and patience behind it, because again, you see the intentionality of it. And you don't have to feel so alone and so dismantled when you meet challenging times in life, because you get to see there's so much we can draw from this beauty that allows you to get more direction and faith and a sense of stability. Because when you have you and you have that connection, then all of that, there's something about it that just shifts, and it makes sense. And I always help people learn how to relate to the pain that they go through, instead of focusing on trying to relieve it. How can I connect to this, what is hurting right now? How can I listen to this, rather than how can I push this out, push this away, run away from whatever's going on over here, because we're so conditioned into doing that. And the more we learn how to relate, because what pain really holds for us is feedback, is more of feedback that's trying to come to us and say, hey, hello, over here, you are living completely off your chart right now. Those are the human design terms. You are living off your chart, meaning let's come back and let's literally imagine that you just drew this whole picture of what you think you are, and then actually over here we're like, no, wait, this is more of the truth for you. How can we help you see this and believe this? So the more we can relate to the pain that we experience, and if that's stress, if that's an illness, if that's heartache, if that's I'm so exhausted and it's painful, or I'm feeling so empty and lonely inside, the more we can actually listen to that and tune in and hear that and receive that feedback, the greater chance we have to allow it to recalibrate our experience and remember something and rise into something that is a more aligned expression for your life. And there's a lot of power in that. And then, yes, and the pain, we can also see it as, this is just more of my light, more of my soul that's trying to push through, that's trying to find its way back to me. And when you trust in that, when you trust in all of this as this is trying to speak to me and help me actually receive more of my light and soul, so I can put it back into my body and say, oh, I'm here, here I am. Then when we just trust that experience, it doesn't feel as scary and it doesn't feel as disorienting. And that's where our companion comes in. And there's so much we can learn too about the intricacies of our design and what we are here to learn and what we are here to grow through, and then what we are here to also receive and open up to, as we move through the pain that we experience. Okay, just to kind of wrap all of this up, because again, my focus and intention and hope for you is that you can meet yourself and learn how to really stay connected to who you truly are, amidst life, because it's all of it. It's the ups, it's the downs, it's the this is amazing, this is going down. And these are some elements that I help people connect to, so that they can connect to their chart and embed it inside of them and say, yeah, I am going to take what I'm going through and I'm going to work with it so that I can feel more of this over here, and this being the chart, this being what's true. And so these 4 elements here, innocence, essence, presence, and assurance, are components that can help us during those times of darkness and disorientation, and bring us back to, there's so much inside that's trying to live. There's so much inside that's trying to be expressed. How can I see more of it? How can I connect to more of it? And why do I choose to connect to more of it? What will it create for not only me and my little reality, but for those around me? Because when I'm in the true expression of my energy, I create that ripple for others to either pick up on that, or for them to be redirected back to their true expression of energy. And then we get to, it's just the giant effect of all of it. So real quick, I know we're wrapping up here, but helping people see the innocence. So that's that free light inside, that childlike spirit. It's just like, I'm so scared to do this, or this does not, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this, but I'm just going to come into my innocence and be in that joyful, playful spirit, and know that we have access to that. And then the essence, that's the substance that speaks through you, that wants to flow and take shape. And we see that so much in our chart. And then practicing presence, practicing actually holding ourselves in those experiences and those times of, I don't know who I am. No, what life? Oh no. But when we get to become present and meet our pain and meet our experiences and show ourselves that we're still here. That's why the visual of the chart is so powerful. You're still here. It helps us recalibrate those energies and come back to the truth. And then assurance, and that's just that promise to you of like, hey, I'm here for you no matter what, even when I'm in my unbalanced expressions, even when I'm carving out my conditioning, even when I'm, pretending I'm a total different energy type, but it's just happening, it's still that promise of, I'm with you and we're going to do this, and let's look at this beautiful design here and come back to it. And knowing that this whole thing is just a practice. That's why I say the art, because it's just, you are really getting to just create and work with your life experiences and what your soul wants to do, and blending the two, and clearing out what hurts, and bringing in more of what is real, what is here, and what wants to be here. So that's where I say we are taking Okay, we are taking the pieces, we think the pieces for the masterpiece. So this is where we get to really think all of the different parts of ourselves, the definition, the openness, but also all those parts that we interact with and experience with, the fear, the joy, the excitement, the sadness, and seeing how it all blends together to make the masterpiece that is you. And that's it. And that is wrapping this all up. And if you wish to go deeper into this work, if you wish to have assistance and guidance and putting this into practice and feeling more of what this whole journey looks like and receiving that support to help you carve out your story and put all the pieces together, I offer my human design reading, which is my Be Free session. And then I also offer a 3-month program, which is Be You. And that's just a chance for us to kind of integrate the human design work, but also look at what's going on in the body, what's going on in your relationships, in your spirituality, in your work, and really just helping us to merge more of that beautiful chart into your life and doing it with love and grace and compassion so that it actually wants to be there and stay. And it's not this, okay, you're doing this now. It's this gentle but powerful installation. So those are my offerings that I would love to share with you. Be Free and Be You. I think that's my last slide. It is. It was so lovely to be with you. I know I can't see you, but it was just so great to be here. If you have any questions from today, let's see. If you have any questions, if you have any, if you have any questions or want to learn more about this work that I share with people, or want to learn more about your chart, or want to learn more about what we experienced today, this is my contact. You can message me on Instagram, Birthing My Being. My website is birthingmybeing.com, and there's my email as well. And I would just love to connect with you, send little emojis, all that fun stuff. But yes, it was great to be here with you. And I will be checking in for questions or anything further. Thank you all so much.
We did have one question that came up. Can you do this by yourself? If she just buys the book, she has to do this, or is it better to work with you, like a specialist that can help you really?
That was the question. Is it possible?
Well, the question, can you do it by yourself if I just buy the book?
Buy the book?
Well, like one of Karen's books or a human design book.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. I would say it's a blend of both. I feel like it's definitely, we all get to walk with ourselves on our own personal journey and learn how to really be that companion and that, our own true healer. And I think there's also definitely a time and place for additional support, and for someone to be your witness, and for someone to step in and remind you of the truth during the times when we can get really lost. And I definitely think in terms of a chart, reading a chart, it's very helpful to have someone walk you through it and guide you through it, and to be there to answer those questions that may be hard to figure out on your own necessarily. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm not showing any other questions right now. And I did post in the chat and also under the Facebook Live the link to your website. Thank you so much, Hannah.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you.